Hello guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another of my videos. To bring you guys the newest best element tier list of Shindo Life. Now the reason why I'm making this video is because a bunch of new elements were released, so be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get right into the video, guys. Starting off with Acid. Acid is actually going to be in Broken. Now the reason why Acid is going to be in Broken because after all of the buffs Acid has received, Acid is insane to use in combos because of the amount of damage output it has. And it also now has Block Breaker move, which is actually the Shark move. The Shark move can now block break. And I'm pretty sure the Wave move block breaks too. And overall, Acid is just a very broken element now. Acid is probably the most underrated element in the game at the moment. Be sure to check out Acid if you guys haven't already. Acid is just busted now. Next up is going to be Air. Air is actually going in good. The reason why Air is going to be going in good is because the abilities do a decent amount of damage and the knockback can be useful in certain situations. Now, I feel like Air is very borderline being met or bad, but because of all the knockback that Air has and the fact it can be useful sometimes, Air will be in good. Combustion is actually being really good. It has the highest damage output of any element in the entire game, simply because it is a very damage-oriented element. Now, it has absolutely no CC whatsoever, so it has no stuns, no slows, or anything like that. But it does actually have the highest damage output, which is why it's going to be in really good. Now, Flame actually got nerfed recently. The main ability of Flame, the first ability, which was the bullet, did actually get nerfed. It was an 8-second one-hand side ability, was extremely good. But since it got nerfed, it's going to be moving down from really good to good, but it still is a very good element to use. Next up would be Water. Water is actually going to the top of good. The stun of Water is the single best stun, one of the single best stuns in the entire game if you actually land it. So because it's a place lock stun and lasts for a very, very long time. Also, the other abilities of Water could come in handy sometimes, such as the Wave, which has 0 end lag, so you can combo with it. Next up would be Shiver. Shiver is going to be going to the top of Broken, simply because Shiver is still the best bloodline in the game. Stuns are extremely overpowered, and when it's an element, stuns that are not on the global cooldown, it is still extremely good because you can put it in element slots, even though they did get nerfed recently. Next up is going to be Shock. Shock's actually be going above Air and below Flame. In my personal opinion, Shock does have very good abilities that do have good stun output, but a lot of the abilities are extremely hard to hit or have end lag to the point where it's almost unusable. Next up is going to be Stone. Stone, in my personal opinion, is actually going to be going above Air and below Shock. Stone can be used in a lot of combos, and you can combo with something like Ember Hurricane, which can make you hit Ember Hurricane and do like 50k damage off that ability alone. And it also is extremely good for knockback, and it does have a Rage Trail combo where you can one-shot someone. Next up is going to be Yin. Yin is actually going to be the bottom of... That's Yang. I keep mixing it up. That is Yang. Yang is going to be going to Broken, to the bottom of Broken. Yang has been nerfed immensely. The 6th ability is actually on the stun global cooldown now, which makes it almost useless for combos because there's no reason you will ever use the 6th ability. But the other abilities still have an insanely high damage output, and they actually did buff the other abilities recently. Now, Yin is actually going to really good at the bottom of really good. Now, I do not know why Yin and Yang look like that. I think they should be opposites in my personal opinion, but Yin does not have any stuns. It just does slightly more damage, and not having stun actually makes it significantly worse than Yang. Cement is actually going to the bottom of Broken. Cement, with these buffs, the last ability Cement is now one of the single best stun moves in the entire game. It's kind of like Variety Mud 3rd now, because it only has 3 hand signs, it has a massive AoE, and it's a really good stun ability. Now, the Rage Trail ability is also extremely good for combos, and the Dragon ability now does more damage. Gale is actually going to the top of really good. They did buff Gale. I'm pretty sure this was a shadow buff, because I did not see this anywhere, but it does have a lot less hand signs now. I actually noticed this while using it. The hand signs were like halved what they used to be. They never said anything about it getting buffed, but I'm almost positive the hand signs are a lot less now because I did use it recently. Now I'm going to be doing Chaos before, and obviously I'm going to be putting the skin of Shiver above Shiver because, you know, it's golden. It looks like pee, but, you know, that's very cool. Chaos is actually going to be going into really good, but the tier of really good is where we're going to be debating right now because Chaos has massive end lag and overall isn't a very good element for its rarity. I'm pretty sure it's one of the most rare elements in the game. At 100, it's the 3rd most rare because Yin and Yang are 150. So with Chaos, I'm going to be putting it in really good, below Combustion, but above Yin. I feel like this is where it should go because it does have a massive damage output. It is the only element with iframes, I'm pretty sure. The only element in the entire game that actually has iframe ability. So you could use it for combos and things like that, and you could also use it in iframe. It's a sword ability if you guys do not know that. And the grenade move on this is actually extremely good for combos. 8-second cooldown, extremely good overall. The other abilities are kind of bad. I would recommend not to use any other abilities than the 2 I just said. Anyways, guys, that's actually be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, like up for more. Hope to see you next one, guys. Bye-bye.